Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. Funky Town, the Guerrero Flaying and Ghost Rider are among the most well-known and notorious cartel videos on the internet. However, in reality, these are merely a drop in the ocean in a sea of obscene and graphic content surrounding drug cartels. The tactic of the narco execution video was arguably born in 2005 when Edgar Valdez Villarreal, aka La Barbie, shot 4 Zeta members on camera with a revolver. He sent the videotape to a Texas newspaper, and subsequently afterwards, the video soon made the rounds online and went somewhat viral. Since then, a whole host of graphic and brutal videos have been recorded and uploaded by various drug cartels, though some have been lost in the deep dark archives of the internet, which is a topic in itself. One video that seemed to be lost was an execution video filmed by the Gulf Cartel, which depicted the brutal murder of 4 alleged Los Zeta members. The video was said to be recorded on the 18th of July 2014 in an unknown forest in Mexico. At the time that the video was recorded, the war between the Gulf Cartel and Los Zetas was coming to an end. Both sides had suffered numerous losses. However, Los Zetas had extra pressure from the Mexican government and law enforcement, as well as battling the Golfo hit squads. Some say the authorities helped the Gulf Cartel to eradicate the Zetas, essentially seeing that they were the lesser of two evils. At the time of the video, the Zetas encountered losses at the top of the organization. The original Zeta leader, Heriberto Lascano, was dead. Miguel Trevino Morales was in prison, leaving Miguel's brother Omar as the cartel leader, though, much like Miguel, he didn't have any previous military background, something in which the original Zeta commanders had, which is why they were so effective in their early years. In a sense, the appointment of Miguel Trevino Morales and later Omar was the beginning of the end for the Zetas as they were once known. Omar would only have a short spell in charge of the Zetas before being captured on the 4th of March 2015 by Mexican Marines. This marked the end of the Zetas' organizational structure. They subsequently split into different factions, such as Cartel del Noreste, the Northeast Cartel, and Los Zetas de la Vieja Escuela, the Zetas Old School. Neither organization have yet reached the bloody heights of the original Zetas, though Cartel del Noreste have been making themselves known through the sheer brutality of their armed wing, Tropa del Infierno, the Troops of Hell. In regards to the Gulf Cartel, since the war with Los Zetas, although they are still one of the biggest criminal organizations in Mexico, with influence in numerous states, they do not carry the same clout and power in which they once had. In recent years, the Golfos have been contending with infighting and fractures. Los Pelones, a faction who were originally part of the Sinaloa Federation, but left in 2012 due to the death of Arturo Beltran Leyva, and subsequently joined, in their words, the Honorable Gulf Cartel. They believed that the Beltran Leyva brothers were double-crossed by Sinaloa kingpin Joaquin Guzman, aka El Chapo. They could no longer trust him. As a result, they left the organization and went independent for a little while before joining the Golfos, though in June of 2020 it was reported that Los Pelones had left the Gulf Cartel and were independent once again. The reason for their departure was the infighting amongst the Golfo organization. As of right now, the Sinaloa Cartel and CJNG exert more power than the Golfo organization, though it is said that the Gulf Cartel and CJNG currently have a working relationship, which could prove to be very interesting because as of right now, CJNG and the Gulf Cartel's longtime rivals, the Sinaloa Federation, are ongoing in a brutal war, in particular in the state of Zacatecas. It is possible that the Golfos become invested in this war in the coming weeks and months. We shall see how that plays out. In regards to the video in question, I actually believe that it relates to another video in which I've covered on my channel, that being the beheading of a 15-year-old Honduran boy by the Gulf Cartel. The boy was connected to the Los Zetas organization, or in particular, his mother was. His mother ran a hotel in which housed Los Zetas sicarios on their missions. Upon finding this out, the Gulf Cartel kidnapped the 15-year-old boy, interrogated him, and then beheaded him. In the interrogation, the boy gave up information on his mother, who she was, who she worked for, and where she worked. It said that the mother was later captured and dismembered by the Gulfo organization. The reason I bring this up is that the setting in this video I'm covering today looks identical to the setting in the video with the 15-year-old boy. Another similarity between both videos is the voice of the interrogator. To me, they sound identical. Also, in regards to the interrogator, in the video with the 15-year-old boy, the interrogator is wearing a black mask with yellow flame patterns, and in this video in which we're discussing today, it appears that he's wearing the same mask, although it's very hard to tell due to the camera quality in the second video being a lot worse. At the very least, I believe the same crew of guys are responsible for both videos. It's also worth noting that both videos seem to have found their way online on the exact same date, the 18th of July, 2014, so it's potentially possible that the woman executed in this video was somehow related to the 15-year-old boy. Is it possible that she was the mother? It may be worth looking into further, but nevertheless, what happens in the actual video? Upon playing the video, you see 4 suspected Los Zetas members kneeling on the ground with their hands tied behind their backs. 3 of the victims are men, and there is 1 woman. The woman has been stripped naked. The setting is a wooded area, and the victims are surrounded by Gulf Cartel members, all of which are dressed in tactical gear and are heavily armed. The first couple of minutes of the video is your standard cartel interrogation. They all confirm that they work for Los Zetas. In fact, one of the victims states that he's a tax collector for the Zeta organization. The interrogator with the axe accuses the 4 Zetas of kidnapping and killing kids. He asks one of the Zetas, "How many children have you kidnapped?" To which the Zeta replies, "I've lost count." He's then asked by the interrogator, "Do you cut them to pieces?" To which the Zeta does not respond. Upon completing the interrogation, one of the axe-wielding Gulf Cartel members makes one final statement. He says the following: "Look, take a look, arseholes. We really do grab creative people. We don't grab dumbasses. They don't have any use. We really kill those Zeta arseholes. We don't kill innocent people, and we don't kill kids, dumbasses. Get out of here, idiots. Come fuck with us. Arriba Cartel del Golfo." This is where the interrogation ends, and the violence ensues. The 4 Los Zetas members are pushed to the ground, and then 3 Gulf Cartel sicarios, carrying axes, hack them to death. This whole sequence lasts around 3 minutes, and you can hear the Zetas groan in pain as they are being struck with axes. The sounds of metal hitting flesh and bone creates a wet thudding sound. Eventually, one by one, the Zetas are decapitated, and at the end of the video, one of the Gulf Cartel members then holds 2 heads up to the camera and says, "Here's your little Zetitas, assholes," and then he throws the heads to the ground. Needless to say, this is an extremely graphic video, and the nature of these executions were just frenzied. It's quite an unknown video, you can only find it in a couple of places, but very graphic to say the least. I am pretty convinced that the crew in this video are the same guys who beheaded the 15-year-old boy from Honduras, which is quite ironic really considering they say, "We're not the type to kill kids." Ultimately, we all know that's BS. I would like to thank Slime Mao on Twitter for helping me with the translations for this video. It's much appreciated. I do apologise as well that this is a shorter video. Ultimately, much of my time this week has been taken up due to work, but next week I do plan on making a longer video, so hopefully that comes to fruition. And as always, thank you guys for the support, it's much appreciated. We recently received our silver play button from YouTube this week, and ultimately that is all down to yourselves for supporting the channel, for always encouraging me, helping me out. You guys really have contributed beyond belief, and yeah, I am eternally grateful for that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can enjoy this sort of content, please feel free to check out my other socials in the pinned comment, and as always, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.